New tools for remote work. Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. Joining us from Momentum Technology, our CEO, Amanda Pietrocola. Hi, Amanda.
Hey, how are you?
Terrific. And also with you is Jim Caldwell, former Microsoft CTO and Director of Engineering at Momentum. Hi, Jim.
Hey, nice to be here.
Well, let's start out. Amanda, you can tell us some company background here. Tell us about it.
Sure. So Momentum Technology was founded back in 2018 upon acquiring some technology that helps consumers protect their personal privacy when calling and texting. Since 2018, our services have helped people, over 6 million people actually, protect their personal privacy, and we've processed over 100 million calls through our services.
And what did you focus on with the services initially?
Yeah, so specifically, our products have helped consumers worldwide, like I said, protect their privacy when calling and texting, but specifically allowing people to call from their personal phone, but display their office line when placing those calls.
And now you have a new product out called Call from Work.
Yes, sir. So we took a lot of the infrastructure and what we saw people needing, especially in 2020, with people worldwide being forced to work from home and so many of them calling from their personal phones, not having access to their office line, and built Call from Work, which helps people be able to verify their office line and take a landline that is stuck in an office somewhere and be able to transport that number onto their phone in 30 seconds or less. So that way they can call from their personal phone, but show their office line as the caller ID.
And this is for outgoing calls strictly, right?
Correct. Yes.
Jim, tell us about your move here and what you're bringing to the picture with all of your expertise. It's a great hire, Amanda.
No, sure thing. I spent the last handful of years. I worked at a large a medical company doing telecom services, and then at Microsoft, actually covered a lot of the healthcare industry as well. Really around cloud builds, really how growing the healthcare industry. Looking at Momentum, came over to a company, exciting young company, a lot of interest about how to protect personal information. So not unlike what we had done in the past. But the biggest portions that we're really aiming for now at this point is really building our services through cloud solutions where we have repeatable work and then really improving those processes. Since I've been here, we've been able to migrate a lot of things over to more of a serverless infrastructure and really just improve the overall work strategy, and then also the speed to actually deploy all of our services as well too.
Very interesting. So are customers mostly corporations, companies, or individuals?
Yeah, so that's a pretty big mix. We have a lot of B2C of just, your everyday remote employee who wants to protect their personal privacy, doesn't want to be calling from their personal phone and lose that element of work-life balance. And then we do have companies that do utilize our services as well. They're a little bit more proactive and are trying to protect their team before their team has to come to them and ask for it.
All right, so let's get a step through here of how this works. Take us through.
Sure. So Call from Work is available on both iOS and Android. So an individual would go to the App Store, download the app for free. We don't charge for the download, and we offer a 7-day free trial so they can try it out, make sure it works for them before paying a dime. Once they sign up, they simply will go and tap on verifying a phone number. What they'll do is they'll input the phone number they want to be able to use as their caller ID, and we can send either a text or a phone call to the number they want to verify to make sure they own it first. Once they get that code, they'll simply input it into the app. And like I said, 30 seconds or less, they're able to take that phone with them anywhere they go.
And when you make a call, it shows your office number, right?
Correct. Yep.
Jim, it comes to mind, and now I don't know what you can do to safeguard against it. How can you stop this from being used by, the bad guys who are bothering us with phone calls with fake numbers all the time?
Yep. So the beauty of call from work is that they have to verify the phone number that they are displaying on caller ID. So they have to go through a verification process to prove that they own or are authorized to operate that phone number. So they're not able to just input any number they want to call you from. And call from work, we don't actually even offer phone numbers for them to select. It has to be a number they already own in some capacity.
And maybe on the technical end, Jim, you want to explain how you do this without adding lag time to completing a call?
Sure thing. So we reroute the call through our infrastructure, and whenever it displays their office number instead, it's able to make that call. There's no lag inside of this. It still runs through your typical cell phone towers, runs through any type of typical connection that we normally see, and then even additionally, that what mentioned so far was the calls can be recorded, things like that as well too. So you can have some sort of protection if you're calling a customer in a sensitive situation where you can record it and then have those recordings and transcriptions later on as well too.
So tell us how the pricing of all this works. It sounds like you've got a number of services available.
Yeah, so we wanted to make it really affordable. The best part, I would say, or one of the best parts of call from work is that there is no contract required. So people have considerable amount of freedom. The plans start at $4.99 a month and then go up to $19.99 a month. And the plans all offer that verification that we talked about where they can take an office line with them. It just, some of the plans will give them different features like how many recordings they can make, straight to voicemail, which we haven't talked about yet, but that's a feature that is not one that we see often in other services. But if you have someone you need to reach out to and just don't have a lot of time to talk, you can enable straight to voicemail and it will send your call right to their voicemail to leave a message. So you don't have to get caught in conversation if you don't have time.
You don't have to wait for it to ring and ring and ring before you go to voicemail.
That too. Yep. So it makes things much more efficient and saves you time if you're on the go.
So tell us, if for the $4.99 plan, are there limitations as to how many calls you can make displaying your work number?
Yeah, so you're able to verify only one phone number on that $4.99 plan, whereas other plans you can verify up to 10 different lines if you've got, a bunch of different phone numbers you might need to call from. And then the only limitation, so to speak, is each plan has a different number of minutes, again, just based on what someone might need.
Minutes of calling or minutes of recording?
Minutes of calling. So we don't limit the number of calls, but we do have kind of a bucket of minutes that they would be using in that service.
Terrific. And there's more information, I'm sure, about all of this online. Tell us about the efforts here that you're making to make life easier for your customers, and at a time when there's a lot of talk about work-life balance and surveys showing that's what more people are looking for.
So I actually have a short example of the reason that I was actually passionate about coming here as well too. In my past roles before, I remember being on vacation in Alaska at a glacier at a beautiful spot, and then a vendor called me on my personal cell phone because I had made the mistake of calling from my personal cell phone to them once before and interrupted a nice day. I remember faking a bad signal, shut off the thing, and then turned my phone completely off. So allowing you to be able to say, maybe you are on vacation and you're able to use that number into a safe environment to say, make that call that may be important for work, but you don't want to be interrupted when you're away from this or spending time with your family. That's what really drove the passion for me to come here. And I think it's a big, really benefit for customers.
Just terrific. And did you go through the whole routine? I
sure did. I faked it and then shut it right off.
Just terrific. So for more info, the place to go?
www.callfromwork.com, or they can just search Call From Work on the Google Play Store or App Store.
Well, congratulations on the innovations there. Again, it's callfromwork.com. Amanda and Jim, thanks for spending time with us.
Our pleasure. Thank you, Fred.
Yeah, nice meeting you. Thank you.